right, so as you see, Inbloom now has a 10 pod model of their smart garden that they just sent to me. The components within are going to be very similar to what their 5 pod ones are, just a larger. Once again, they have, those are your anti-algae stickers, and then of course this outstanding full color instructions. What's in the box? As you could expect, 10 baskets, 10 sponges. Oh, and they added this. This is new compared to the other ones. There's name tags, so you can say what plants those are. There's 12 of those. And the foil stickers, which they just call foil sticker here instead of the anti-algae sticker. The 5 of the pod lids, so if you don't want to use some of the ports there, the A and B plant food, and 10 grow domes. Of course, a power adapter, and then you can see here fairly simple instructions, 1, 2, 3, how to get it all set up. So, and it does have the water gauge just like the 5 pod. The only difference here is the looks like you got to assemble the light assembly to mount it to the reservoir. There's how you get it all connected together, and of course we'll show you that here all as it's assembled. The reference table on the back. So once again, a very good full color, very detailed instructions, which is outstanding compared to some of the other products I've seen out there. Okay, so now I've got all the packing material off of it because I figured you didn't want to see that. The water gauge, you see here, this little plastic tube goes on here. That's your float, right? So when the water comes in, this is probably just to keep, roots and stuff from getting in there once they start growing. Your plants start growing and interfering with the water gauge. And then just put that in there. Press that side down in there. Obviously, putting the lettering towards you, so towards the front, so that you can see what it's doing. And then that's going to show you the water level in there. So, all right, that was pretty simple. There's nothing really got to do down in the reservoir. Just go ahead and place this in here like this. That sits like that. You have this pole here for mounting the light assembly, which quite simply just goes, if you notice, there's a little plastic piece with a little detent, goes towards the back. Hear that lock in? There's a way you can push that in on the back. It's been kind of hard for me to show you. Well, I can show you. You push that in and release it. Of course, there's your grow sponges. This has a couple different accessories in here, but looks like your name tag. I'll go ahead and open it. A little for pulling seeds out of the bags. Your grow cap. There's a couple different things in that. Those, you could just put those down. I like to just draw a diagram, or sometimes I just plant all the same. Depends on what you're doing. If it's mixed salad greens, you probably don't really care. I'm not oh, this rubber cap, silicone cap, is for the water fill port right there. Those obviously could be used to put seeds into the sponges, and then if you need to be, there's 5 of these for closing off some of those if not needed. There's also a small silicone style drain plug, I believe, and now I need to find out where the drain's at. The drain feature's definitely handy for something with a little larger reservoir. In the bottom. So let me move those caps because I don't. That's already got a drain plug in it. Is that a spare? It is a spare. Okay, so let's go back, open this back up. And if you look right down there in the bottom, there is a drain plug. Definitely have to watch that for leakage, but make sure that, you know, if you take it out, you get it good and seated, but you do have a spare in case you lose it or something, which is nice. Set that to the side. This is just the power supply. I'm not going to show you that. It's typical wall wart power supply. This is your plant food. We're not planting right this minute. And excuse me, your grow baskets. And of course, your grow light assembly. Now it has the power cord that's going to come up from the bottom. It's going to go into this side. And then the power adapter will go into that side. And that just presses on there basically. Locks in there pretty good. Now there's an adjustable. It's different than the 5-pod. Has a little knob back here. You dial back. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, right? And then you can adjust this to give you an outstanding height. We'll talk specs here in a minute, but all in all, nice assembly. Reservoir size looks adequate. Typical controls, you have your power, your pump, your veggie or veg and flower. That just changes what kind of light spectrums you get from the grow light. So, and then the cycles of how long, how many hours versus how many hours the lights are on versus how many hours they're off. That will all be talked here just in a minute when we talk specs. Okay, so let's talk specs a little bit. As already mentioned, this is a 10-pod. It has a capacity of about 4.2 liters. Of course, it has that internal pump. It has the same kind of smart controls as you saw there in the beginning. The same as, very similar to the 5-pod models. They do come in this white color with the wood grain finish on the bottom, and then or black wood grain finish on the bottom. Their grow height of the lamp is a minimum height of 7.6 inches, max height 19.4, which is outstanding. I think that gives you a better, more flexibility of the type of things you can grow. I like the depth of the tank. That helps for different types of plants and roots. You know, you're not obviously going to be growing anything giant in here, but be surprised what you can grow in such a little space. One of the other things that I really like to point out that's quite a bit different than I've seen on any of the other models. First, I'm going to go into what I talked about on the lighting. You got the vegetable grow mode. When you push that button, you're going to get, it's going to turn on and off automatically. 16 hours on, 8 hours off. And then click again go sleep mode for 10 hours. After that, it'll automatically enter into the vegetable grow mode again, and then the flower/fruit grow mode is going to automatically 16 hours, 8 hours on, which is the same. I wonder if that's a typo. I'll look at that on the other ones and put corrections in the video if needed. All right, so the low level water notification, that's pretty cool. Once you actually start getting plants growing in here, you'll be surprised how quickly it consumes the water. One of the frequently asked questions about these is how often should you change the water? Inbloom recommends once a week. I'll tell you, if you got full grown plants in here, it's going to consume that water fairly rapidly. Maybe not in the cooler months in your house, depending on where you live. But, you know, they do recommend keeping this in an area that's able to maintain around 64 degrees Fahrenheit. So, or a minimum of that. So it does have a low water So once the water drops below 700 milliliters, it will start beeping, telling you basically add water, which is great because that also helps prevent damage to the pump. That's a good feature. If you have any other questions, please list them down below. But once again, I think this is a pretty cool product. I will update you as we grow some stuff in here. I think we're gonna grow some herbs. We got some salad greens already grown in one of the 5-pod ones we have down below here. I have some other herbs, some dill on the other one because I want to do some pickling, and maybe I'll just do a mixed herbs so we can have some nice fresh herbs as we enter winter here on Ravenwood Acres. Thanks for watching. Once again, don't forget to check us out at theravenwoodacres.com. Check out the affiliate links for Inbloom down below. Like, subscribe, and have a great day.